This week's video is about thinking, and why it can often feel like speaking with someone who you really dislike. This likely won't come as a shock to you, but humans, broadly speaking, don't like to feel like they're wrong. If you feel like you're wrong, then you probably feel dumb, and no one likes to feel dumb. Most of us probably enjoy feeling like things make some form of general sense. This tends to put us in a state of cognitive ease. Things are feeling fluid, relaxed, and most importantly, they feel easy. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman once said, "Our comforting conviction that the world makes sense rests on a secure foundation, our almost unlimited ability to ignore our ignorance." That's pretty astonishing when you think about it. The only way we manage to interpret the world in a sensical way is to literally ignore the fact that we ignore an unquantifiably large portion of things that would otherwise not make sense if we actually mulled it over for a minute. But most of us will never do this, primarily because of cognitive biases. A cognitive bias is basically when your brain go dum-dum mode for a second while you're trying to figure something out. You might think, well, of course, we all short circuit from time to time, don't we? But wouldn't I recognize the error in my thinking? Especially if it's blatantly obvious. No, you wouldn't. And it's even worse than that. Not only do you cut a gnarly brain fart, you actually feel good because of it. So picture this, we've got 7 billion people who can't think properly, wandering around unable to understand ideas and concepts as they actually are because our brains give us a cognitive cookie for not making it work too hard. So let's pretend we want to buck this trend and actually have a proper think for a moment. How hard can it really be? We'll try our best to avoid the common cognitive biases that most of us fall into on a daily basis. And we're also going to avoid math and science because they require ritualistic pagan sacrifices to unlock their mysterious secrets. So let's think about economics. More specifically, let's think about what economic system, either real or yet to be imagined, provides the best and most equitable quality of life for the largest number of people. Well, it seems reasonable to figure out how many economic systems have been employed thus far through a civilization. Just to spare you the pain of pondering this question, I've gone ahead and compiled them for us. We have capitalism, communism, socialism, feudalism, distributism, statistism, fascist socialization, hydraulic despotism, market economy, mercantilism, mutualism, network economy, non-property system, palace economy, participatory economy, potlatch, progressive utilization theory, proprietism, social credit, workers' self-management. Okay, so this is already inconceivably painful and we haven't even begun, so maybe that was a tad too ambitious. So what if we start imagining something a bit more relatable? Like maybe you're having an argument with your partner. Babe, that was so mean. How so? You can't see how that was mean? Well, not really. Could you explain? You really want me to spell it out for you? Yeah, phonetically would be great. You demonstrated a categorical lack of empathy and understanding when you didn't acknowledge my attempt to engage in playful cutesies, which in turn hurt my feelings. My feelings proceeded to become more hurt the longer you failed to realize how hurt they were, and I begun descending into a vortex of exponentially increasing levels of feeling boo-boos. I appreciate the detailed explanation and would like to offer my rebuttal thusly. It could be reasonably argued that I should have noticed your emotional turbulence at an earlier time. However, you were already aware of the precarious nature of my mood when you initiated playful cutesies, thereby demonstrating a lack of emotional awareness similar to the one I have transgressed. It seems as though we've both erred through no malicious fault of our own and could well resolve this dispute without too much blood being spilt. I'll kick off the resolution symposium with my 20-minute opening statement. Anyways, you get the point. Approaching thinking in a vaguely correct manner requires a ton of awareness, effort, patience, intelligence, and often hefty doses of grace and good faith. So all of this is really just to sing the praises of cognitive biases. They're essentially the only things keeping us from driving ourselves mad from having to think too much and too hard. So keep doing whatever you're doing. I'm sure it's probably working out for you. And if it's not, then maybe think a little harder from time to time.